Hey, and welcome back to the channel, everybody. How are you all doing? Let's dive back into the Dr ADHD 4 Degree of Freedom Motion Simulator Electronics tutorials.
It's tinning time. Turn on the soldering iron. Excitement plus here in the doctor's workshop. I know you guys must be beside yourselves watching all of this stuff unfold. Well, the doctor is happy to deliver the entertainment, and that is what he's doing. Tin the tip there. Throw a bit of solder on this, and the V out. All right. We are ready to put these into the board. Then I can put the board actually into the PC case. So it's progress. This just takes patience. And here's our potentiometer terminals here. The shield runs into the SLD, okay? Ground is self-explanatory, black. A 5 volt is the red. The V out, or the sense wire, I guess you could say, is the yellow. Now, I recommend when you do these terminals, you actually get down and watch them open. All right, there we go, open. Now you can see what I mean. This would have been a real nightmare getting these on if I had this permanently placed into the case. It would have been very difficult to wind these in. So I've got to open these all first. These all open, these little terminal blocks. So I'm going to get them all open. Flat blade screwdriver, very small, is what you will need to operate the screw mechanism on these. All right, this is our sense wire, or our V out. Run ground. Clamp on that. I'm going to run the shield in. Remembering that these are tinned. Okay, and then lucky last, which will be a little bit of a challenge, will be our positive wire here. But I've got it. Now obviously you don't want to be messing around with this too much once these are in, or you're going to risk, basically like all wire fatiguing, shearing these off. Okay, so once they're on, just leave them. Now this is going to be even more fun because these are so much shorter again. But you know, the quacky loves a challenge. So, he loves a challenge, so we're going to do it. Okay, and we won't be stopped. Okay, we'll start with the sense wire, our yellow. Might be able to actually manage to get them both in, and I have. Ha-ha! Shield and sense on there. Right. You can see the fun and games that are going to ensue here, but I will have victory, I can tell you now. You've just got to hold your tongue in the right position. Rightio. And the lucky last is the 5 volt. Alrighty. So I can now place this into the case, fix this to the case with this stuff ready to go into my bulkheads. Let's get that happening. Give you a quick look at what I've done so far. I've got my cap bank here secured onto the ply, and I've got the cat bank wired from the cat bank to the main board, and I've got my main board now secured to my ply base and my potentiometer. As you can see what I was saying here, it would have been very squashy to try and get those in after installing the board, so good to get them on first. They run back to the bulkheads there where they'll be soldered on. Now I've just got to get the next main board on. Okay, things are really coming together here now, and I've just got my motor wire into my saber tooth here that will be running my traction loss and my surge rail. So I'm going to run these up to the bulkhead where these will be soldered onto, and I'll just get the right length here. I need to do this now because when the power supplies go in, it's going to be hard to access these terminals, so that's why I'm putting this on now. Okay, strip out. Now this is a dual core that I'm running here. These are going into the cups, so I don't want excessive wire sticking out here that could become an issue. Probably even stripped a bit too much off that then. Better. I'll just get these tinned and then I'll actually solder these into these cups on the bulkhead. I'll get both of these motors done. My little helping hand here. Get some solder onto my solder tip here. And we play the patience game. Let that wire get hot. 1. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I am going to get a little bit of solder in the cup here. Before I do that, I'm going to apply a little bit of the magic. I've lost my little syringe tip here, but I'll just have to put some of this on like this. That nice and fluxed. Then I'll tin the end in my tip tinner. One. Two. Let's put a little bit more in this cup. Really seem to take the solder. It's better. There we go. Now all we need to do is this. One. A little tip that I can give you to make your life a lot easier when you're doing this sort of stuff, whether it be getting things into a terminal or getting them onto bulkheads or whatever. Try and make sure when you cut your wiring and you strip it that you get the lengths even with each other. Okay, it just makes life so much easier. If you've got one that you've cut and it's longer than the other, it can be a real pain in the neck or in the backside getting that easily onto what you're trying to solder onto. You want to make your life as easy as possible doing this sort of stuff, so that's what I recommend to make your life a bit easier. Well, I'm going to tin these now. This will go into the motor controller here, and then we'll get this one onto the next bulkhead. Okie dokie, we'll get this end into motor controller. Okay, and then I'm set up here to solder into my bulkhead here. You guys can't quite see this. I'm just going to bring this around here. The only issue we might have here is I might contact the stand here. Now, you don't need to stress too much about whether the polarity is going to be right. Where these go from here to my motors, I can simply reverse the polarity outside the box. I just have automotive crimp terminals joining a lead from here to my motors, so I can easily swap the polarity if required, which is handy. Saves you having to muck around swapping things in here. So these can be permanent now, and polarity can be changed back at the motors if needed. And we'll work that out once this is up and running. We've got SMC3 utilities running and we start doing some of our testing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to load these little cups that I fluxed earlier. I'm just going to get a bit of solder on that one first for some heat transfer. One. It's better on that one. There we go. You can see how that's nicely globbed there. Start with the red. There we go. Oh, it's burnt the tip of my finger there. Oh, beautiful. That's a good solder joint. Alrighty. While I'm on the subject of the convenience of pre-wiring the Sabertooth here before I put my power supplies in, I need to get the main server PSUs power to the Sabertooth installed as well, otherwise they're going to be very challenging. So I'm just going to tin my 4mm wires here. Probably should have fluxed these being such a heavy wire, but anyway, they're actually taking the solder pretty nice. You want them tinned for sure, the strength, but not too thick. Now it's critical with the main power output of the Sabertooth that you don't get the polarity incorrect. If you wire the positive to the negative or the negative to the positive, or vice versa, you will kill your Sabertooth as soon as you power it up. So you must make sure that you wire this correctly. Now we've already got the two jumpers here from the Sabertooth 2x32 going into the board. That will provide the boards with the 12 volt power, etc. that these are used for the wind, for auxiliary power for the fans I'm going to connect that existed in the PC case already, for the caps power, all that sort of stuff. We bring the power into the Sabertooth to power the boards via the power supplies, and that's what I'm going to run here now. These terminals share the board jumper power. I'm sorry guys, I know you can't really see what I'm doing here. There we go. I cannot stress enough about not messing up the polarity with the Sabertooth main. Okay, if you do it, it will be disastrous. You'll be either sending this back to Dimension Engineering to get it repaired, or buying yourself another Sabertooth if they decide that you were a moron. This would have been a real pain in the butt if I had tried to install this wiring after installing the PSUs. Okay. All right. Now I can install my PSUs, and then I can run my wiring from the Sabertooth to the PSUs. Alrighty, I've got my power supplies in here, and you can see why I needed to really get those sorted out before I put my power supplies in. It would have been quite frustrating trying to get the motor controller wire in there if this was already installed. So these are some of the things you need to sort of work through as you put something together like this. Now I'm ready to fix this chipboard into the bottom of that bay, and to do that I've got a pretty decent size roofing screw here. This may almost be a little bit too long. Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? Now what I've made sure I've done here before I go mad and the police shoot me is I have made sure I can access my trim pots there. Don't want to over tighten those because it's very thin metal I'm dealing with there, and it will just basically strip itself out. I'm using an impact drive to drive that one home. I'm going to put another one in here now. Got 2 slots here to run 2 of these. There we go. Probably need to do these a little bit tighter. There we go. We just don't want to overdo it. Very thin sheet metal we're talking about here. And so it will strip out and not be very successful if I overcook those. All right, space is a premium on the Doc's bench here today, that is for sure. And I've forgotten to turn my soldering iron off again. That is bloody annoying. I'm going to turn it off and I'll just give this a good tin in my tip tinner. This is why this tip tinner is so good, guys. Like, it can help preserve your tip, even if you cock it up and leave it on way too long. Now I've turned that off, my tip tinner to bed, because indeed the Doc is also going to go to bed now that he has had a successful afternoon getting these bits and pieces installed. Thank you for tuning in, guys. If this has been helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and until I see you in the next one where we finish this off and get this bad boy hooked up to my sim and get it running, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and take it easy out there.